Talia Bull. Isabella Jarrett. Connie Truloff. Sam. Whoever Sam is. You better put your surname on there too, Sam, if you would. Nathan.
Have we got Lily McCosker?
Lily McCosker. Oh, we're a little bit early. We're a little bit early, so she might not be here yet. There's still some more names coming through too. There's a couple of youngsters coming across here, look as though they're in a hurry to get over. Imogen. Vienna. And we're only getting Christian names now. Luke. Where's Luke? Here he is. Charlie and Piper. Charlie, Piper. Still a couple of minutes before we start. If there are any more young people wish to nominate, get into the tent and nominate straight away. Oh, I don't know. I've got no idea. And don't tell us how they parade, please. We get you started. You've got 4 samples of chickpeas on the first table. You've got 4 samples of wheat on the middle table and 4 samples of corn on the other table. And we'll ask you to mark them off in order, in your order of preference. We're not ready to start yet though. We said 3 o'clock start, so we've still got a couple of minutes to go. Unfortunately, good to have you all here so eager to get into it. Rover Judge Glenn Barrett just getting through and sorting out his order of preference. Right, just before we ask you to start, boys and girls, or young people, we'll ask our judge, Mr. Glenn Barrett, to comment.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'd like to thank the RNA for asking me to overjudge the grains here today, and thank you very much for that. Just a little bit of an overview when you're judging grains. Don't look for the biggest grain in the sample, look for a clean type samples. Uniformity is another thing that you look for. So, and also don't look for discoloration. Look for discoloration in your samples as well. Okay? So, best of luck to you.
Right, we've got 18 competitors, so we want 6 per table, and you'll have 5 minutes per table. So righto, you come around here. There's 6 here. Right, you come around. No, hang on. Hold the phone. Next 6 here. It's on the wheat sample, and 6 down there on the corn. So, yep, okay. Righto. You're on. And set 1 is the chickpeas. So when you're writing your cards out, set 1's the chickpeas, set 2 the wheat, and set 3 the corn. When you're making your comments, competitors, you will be speaking on the wheat. So that'll be on set 2. That will be your comments. It'll be on set 2. And we'll go that way. So when your 5 minutes is up, we'll get the group that are on the corn down there on set 3. We'll get you to move up to table 1. And set 1 will move to set 2. And set 2 will move to set 3. It's good that we can get the young people involved in the show movement and this judging. We need judges coming on. Just talking to a friend of mine over there, Margaret Harvey, and she tells me she's only 70-something. And I'm 81, and we won't be going forever, so we need young people coming through. You've got 2 minutes. I don't think we deduct any points for spillage or anything, but I see there's a bit of wheat out on the table there. 1 minute 30 to go. Thirty seconds. Right, swap please. Swap. So no, you go up to the far end.
We're going the other way.
You're going the other way. Oh.
3 goes to 1.
Yeah, 3 goes to 1. That's what I'm trying to do. 3 goes to 1. 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 3.
Right. They were just going the wrong way for you.
1 minute 50 left, competitors, on your set. Right, 38 seconds on the set that you're working on. And a reminder, when you are asked to speak, you will be speaking on the wheat. That'll be set 2. Five seconds and it buzzes, he tells me. I don't buzz. Right, move please, swap tables again.
Make sure this is the one that you haven't done. Please.
You don't have to wait for the 5 minutes to expire. If you've finished your assessment, you can take your cards over. 1 minute left. There's only just this one group on set 2, I think, that haven't handed their cards in. Seconds. If you haven't already handed your cards in, you've got 30 seconds. Just a little bit of points collation going on. That's it. Yep. Judging finished. All cards are handed in. We've just got to collate a few points up here now. We've got the computer in action there now, just getting the points tallied up. And then we'll ask those contestants who are required to speak, we'll ask them to come and speak on the weight samples. We've got AgForce Grains chairman there, Mr. Brendan Taylor. We'll get him to present the ribbons for us shortly, the Grains chairman for AgForce. I'll give you their names in a moment. We will be calling 7 speakers forward. Now the 7 speakers we will require to speak. Isabella Jarrett, Charlie White, Lily McCosker, Piper Christensen, Jack Morley, Jake Trent and Taj Croker. So we can have you, we need you out the back there somewhere. We need you out the back where you're out of earshot. Isabella Jarrett, don't go too far away. We want you up here. You'll be first to speak. Isabella? She's looking a bit trepidatious about it. Right, we'll call on our first competitor now, Isabella Jarrett, to make her comments. She's speaking on the wheat.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Before I begin, I'd just like to take a moment to thank the Overjudge, the RNA Show Society, and the exhibitors for bringing these lovely samples today. Now, when I judge grain, I'm really looking for the uniformity, a nice clean mixture, and all of these samples have shown it today. In first place, I've placed exhibit number 1. Absolutely love this one. Very clean, the uniformity is just above and beyond all the others today. In second place is exhibit number 2. Wasn't as clean, but I still loved it. The only thing that let it down was the uniformity. I wish it was a little better. In third place was exhibit number 4. Overall, an absolute lovely sample. There were a couple of, the only thing that let it down was the uncleanliness of it, but overall absolutely lovely. And finally, in fourth place was exhibit number 3. Now, the only thing that let this one down was the overall, like the crackingness of it. It just wasn't there for me today. Overall, an absolute lovely exhibit of wheat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Isabella. You brought your own cheer squad too, I noticed. Charlie White.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin, I'd just like to thank the RNA Show Society for putting on this event. Thank you to the givers of these samples, and also thank you to the competitors for getting in and giving this a go today. Well, obviously what I look for in a sample is a sample that's got great consistency, you know, a sample that's really clean, it's got that weight and it really meets those market specifications. So with that being said, I've put sample number 1 in first place. You look at this grain, I think it's got great consistent weight about it, you know, it's really clean, it's not too dry, it's not too moist. In second place today, I've put sample number 2. Coming to this sample, I just saw that extra husk and waste in there, and I think it's not really, you know, you're going to pay for extra product that's not really there. In third place today, I've put sample number 4. Again, you've got that extra waste about it. This is also a drier waste, so you can really find that crackingness, you know, it hasn't got that uniformity that you're really looking for. And coming into fourth place is sample number 3. Again, I found that waste. This is a drier sample, so when you're trying to give it out into ratios, you know, you're not really going to give it its full best ability, and it's not really going to meet those markets that those buyers are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Lily McCosker, if you'd come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I start, I'd like to thank the RNA and the producers of the wheat here today. I placed the order of 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why I put number 1 in first today is because it's the cleanest wheat out of them all. Nice and even, it was good to handle, the colour was great, and just the best bit of wheat out there. In second place, I put number 2 because the colour wasn't quite as good as the one above it, although it was even and pretty clean. In third place, I put number 3 because it wasn't as clean as the 2 above it, and the colour wasn't as great as the number 1. In fourth place, I put number 4 because, again, it wasn't as clean, heaps of like little dirty bits in it, not as even, and yeah, the colour wasn't as good, but overall, good grain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lily. Piper Christensen. It's good to see the encouragement between one another too. Piper Christensen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I pass my comment on this tremendous lineup of grain here today, I'd first like to take the opportunity to thank the RNA Show Society for putting on this wonderful event, our over judge, Mr. Barrett, for volunteering his time here today, the farmers who have contributed these samples, and everyone else who has helped to make this day possible. Now, I've placed these grains, these wheat grains, in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in my grain samples, I really want a bit of uniformity. I want it to be nice in colour. I want it to be all the same. It's got to be nice and clean. And overall, it's just got to all look the same and have that nice colour. It's all got to be in good condition. And for me, sample number 1 just ticked all the boxes. It's very uniform. It's all got the same coloration. It's all very even. And that is what's put it up into first place today. Coming down to second, grain pan number 2. I just found there was a little bit more husk residue left into this, a bit more trash. However, it is very nice and even, but there was a bit more discoloration, which has put it down to second, below container number 1 here today. Moving down to third place today, there was a lot more trash residue. As well as that, a lot of the kernels were missing their husks. They would had some weevil marks to them, and they were just a lot lighter grains than the ones above them, which has put it down to third place today. Moving down into fourth, this was the container with the most trash residue to it. It had the most leftover husks. There was a lot of discoloration between the grains, and it overall just didn't hold a candle to the ones above it, which has put it down to fourth place today. These grains are all a credit to their exhibitors. Thank you.
Thank you, Piper. Jack Morley.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Morley, and I'm from Emmaus College, Jimboomba. So my placement was 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason I did this was when I first saw this table, number one just took my eye. It was a clean sample. They were all the even colour and even size, taking nothing away from the pan in second, which is number 2. It was another cleanish sample. There was a little bit more husk, which is why it wasn't up in first. Moving on to third, which is pan 3. It had a few more cracked seeds and a bit more husk than the second pan. However, it was still even in colour and size. And then lastly, in fourth is number 4. It just had a bit more dust and a few of the seeds were split. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack. Jake Trent, if you could come forward now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'd like to thank the RNA and the producers of this very fine grain for bringing it in today. So the order I've put the grain in is 2, 1, 3, 4. I found that grain number 2, it was very, very clean. It was nice and plump. It was to its full capacity, which I find is amazing. It's just, you can't beat it. Number 1, it was a little less plump. It was still there. It was nice coloration. It was very similar sizing in it. There was not many faults in this grain. Number 3, we started to get a little bit of dust on some of the husks, and there were some slight cracks in the kernels. And in number 4, it was a lot of leftover trash residue on the grain, and there was lots of dust and husks in the bottom of the tray. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jake. And our final competitor, Taj Crocker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Taj Croker and I'm proudly representing Emmaus College. Now, today I've placed this farm-produced grain in the order of 2, 1, 3, 4. I just felt like grain 1 had that volume and that consistency. Sorry, grain 2. Didn't have much husks or waste in it. It was real top-notch. Grain 1 here just had a lesser volume than the one above it, but still very consistent throughout. Grain 3 here did have some waste in it, but I won't put it down. Still pretty consistent. Coloration is good. And then the one in 4th place just had too much waste for me, and feel like it was consistent though. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Taj. Right, whilst we get our figuring out done on the computer out the back here, we'll get our judge, Mr. Glenn Barrett, to comment.
Okay, I'll tell you which way I placed them as we go here today. So I went first was number 1, number 2 second, number 4 third, and number 3 4th. Okay, just in sample number 1, looking at it, it was possibly the cleanest of all the samples, and over the number 2. Number 2 was originally a clean sample. It just had a little bit more husk in there, but still a good sample of wheat. If you go down to number 3 to third, number 4, just looking at it, it was a good sample of wheat, but it contained a lot of husk and header residue. And the same, there was very little between 3 and 4. It was just the way I sort of placed them on the day. There's probably just a little bit more husk in the 4th place of the wheat. So that's where you have done quite well, and your observations were quite well today too. And hats off to the teachers, because your speaking abilities have come. I actually know a lot of these, well, a fair few of these children that are out here today. I've had a fair bit to do with them out their local show circuit, but they have come a long way in their speaking ability, and congratulations to all you young people on your speaking ability today. Turn the clock back, if I was your age, I possibly couldn't get up and do what you have done today. So, yeah, congratulations to you all. Okay, if you just want to go on my line of thinking on the chickpeas, I went number 4 first, number 1 second, 2 third, and 3 fourth. There again, as I said to you, the biggest sample is not always the best sample. The uniformity of sample number 1 and the cleanliness of it was where it got up over it. Number 1, an exceptionally large sample of chickpea, and that comes down to variety. And then you've got 2 and 3, still good chickpeas, but with cracked shells and that sort of thing. They just probably don't make the export specs at that grading. So, yeah, okay. And we're down here at the corn now. I went number 2 first, number 3 second, number 4 third, and number 1 fourth. Okay, if you look at the sample number 2, it was very bright, uniform in size, a very clean sample of corn. And that was where that one was there. Number 3, very similar in its colour and everything like that. A few small grains in there, but still a good sample there. It was the corns were very hard in the top 2 there. So, and then in 3rd place was number 4. A little bit of an older sample, I'd guess, because of the colour of it. It's lost its shine, its lustre, but still a good sample of corn. And then you come up to number 1, where it had a little bit of trash, there was a bit of foreign matter, there's some sunflower seed and that in there, and some cracked material in there as well. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Now, if we can have those contestants who spoke, if you'd come forward, please, we'll announce firstly, our highly commended, and then our 3rd, 2nd, 1st place getters. And we've got Brendan Taylor here, the Grains Chairman from AgForce. Here we go, we've got 7 there now, have we? Yes, we have. So highly commended, Lily McCosker. Lily, would you like to come forward? Highly commended also, Jack Morley. Highly commended, Jake Trent. And highly commended, Taj Croker. Right, we'll get down to the pointy end now. 3rd placing, Piper Christensen. 2nd to Isabella Jarrett. And that will make Charlie White the winner of our Grains Young Judges competition. Congratulations. Get a photo, get the overjudge out here, Glenn Barrett, and we'll get Trent to come, Brendan rather, to come forward, get the photos taken. Yep. Just top 3. Whilst the photos are being taken, I'd like to congratulate these young competitors. And as I mentioned, when they were coming out, it was great to notice the encouragement between one another. They were all saying, go for it and good luck and congratulations and so on. Great to see. And as I have said on numerous occasions, it's good to have these young people coming through. The show movement really needs them to continue on. Now, our first, second and third place getters, girls, if you could go into the tent, they will need you to get some paperwork signed up afterwards. But thank you very much and congratulations. Of course it is, Glen Rayner.